Welcome to the 24 Acres of Paradise channel. Today I'm continuing with the root cellar build, starting with the vent pipes. Since ventilation is important in a root cellar, I'll be setting up two vents on opposite sides of the cellar to allow for adequate cross ventilation.
Okay, this is what I got here. This is a 3-inch drill bit for drilling holes, and going to make a couple holes.
Drilling holes into plywood covered with plastic liner is not very easy, and in hindsight, I probably should have cut the plastic with a sharp edge before cutting the hole in the plywood. The problem is that the plastic liner catches and then it twists versus cutting cleanly through. Ah, that 3-inch hole is a perfect snug fit. Here I'm putting in two 90-degree PVC elbows to prevent rainwater from entering the cellar, and I'll be cutting the vent pipe shorter once I know where the soil line will be.
Okay. All right, so I got the vent holes cut and I put the vent pipes in. You can see one's there and then one's over here. And I'm also going to secure the bottom there to try to help prevent any leakage. So that'll be happening in just a little bit. I'm gonna go down into the cellar to put in the other pipe. It's a connecting pipe, and I have a tie-in coupler so that I can tie it in down there. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and put one of these guys here, one of these elbows on, and that's just to kind of direct the air down here. So it's gonna go like this down here. It's gonna be down here, and that's actually gonna be over on this one. Air is gonna come in this one, and then it's gonna go out over here. This needs to be up so that can fit on there like that, and then we could probably push that up higher, and so that'll kind of be the upper return outside, and this one over here will be the one that pushes air into the root cellar. So I got a coupler here. I'm just gonna put it on like that, real simple and easy. And I'm gonna go ahead and push this up a little bit. And I'm gonna just fit that in there, like so. All right. Okay. And there we have air coming in. And here we have air going out. That's what we have. I think we're pretty much ready to put in the dirt. I just need to get the skid steer, and I'm gonna put all that dirt in, and I still need to grate some other stuff with the skid steer. Also, I got my gravel, which I'm gonna use as a path from the pier to the RV, so that when it floods, you're not walking in water and it's not muddy. This is definitely an in-depth project, especially for one person, but it's coming along. I put some of those earth bags under the plastic to kind of help create some positive drainage, and hopefully that'll help.
Here I'm putting in some stairs that will be secured to the upper beam. This will be much better than the ladder.
Okay, 2.5 hours later, I got my staircase installed. And man, it's so humid in the root cellar there right now. You can see there's the staircase. Goes down. You can see over here, this is some wood that I bought. These are 10 by 8s. And this is going to be for the casing on top. It'll sit right on top of the hole. And then dirt will be around it. And so that casing will go up about 30 inches. And it'll be just above ground. So that'll be the casing. So we're getting close. I want to get this casing done before I get the skid steer. Once I get that casing in, then I can put dirt on top and down in there. And that'll be just the finishing touches for the basic part of this root cellar dig.
So here I'm building the casing or entry box that'll lead down to the root cellar. It will be about a foot or so above the soil line to ensure no water will enter at the opening.
Okay, we're pretty much done with the box. And so here's the look at it. I can trim this part here a little more later. And I'm going to close up that hole there. And then we'll have a top that will close. And I'm not sure how I'm going to make that top yet, but there will be a top. I wanted it to be a big enough hole to where I can carry boxes down without getting jammed because of the ladder. It kind of goes in like this, and so I just want to make sure this longer this way than it is this way, so that I can actually get down because of the angle of the ladder. Okay, so last thing I pretty much did is I put some lateral support in here. These are 5 by 8s that are sitting right under the 8 by 10s, and which are really 8 by 8s because I had to cut them. So I did these here, just lateral supports for sideways pressure on the whole box. Up here, I had to use a 2 by 4 because it's so close to the ladder, I wouldn't have enough clearance if I used a 5 by 8. So that's kind of like, oh well, we'll see what happens, and if there's issues, then we'll just have to add more support to this area. So anyway, this is it here. So you can see there's a lot of wood in here. So, you know, we've been talking about this, about putting possibly an 8 by 8 right here, straight down to provide additional support up. We're going to see what happens if I see that there is a lot of pressure, too much for the wood. These are really thick pieces of wood here, but if there's too much, then we'll go ahead and put in posts in the center here to provide additional support.
Okay, well that's it for this video. In the next video, I'll be using a rented skid steer to cover up the root cellar. You won't want to miss that. By the way, if you're a regular viewer, thanks for following my videos. I really appreciate the support and suggestions. You know, it's been a while since I started this project, so I'm really glad that I'm finally nearing completion. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.